I'm Teresa, and this is Celebration Elevation, and I'm really glad you're here with me today. I am outside in my backyard instead of shooting the video inside this time. I have watched my other two videos and I feel like I look so stiff and robotic in them, and so I thought, well, maybe if I come outside, I'll feel more like natural and relaxed and I won't feel like I was all stiff and robotic. So that's why I'm outside today. I'm going to talk today about lists for your parties or events. I'm a big list maker for everything, for vacations, party, no matter what, I make a list. So we're going to talk about the top 10 lists that I think you should make. So first I'm going to talk to you about the guest list. You're going to obviously first decide where you're going to have it, and then the next decision will probably be about how many people you want to have invited. Because not everybody who's invited is going to come, right? So statistically speaking, about 83%, I think, of people who are local will be able to come, and about 53% of people who are out of town will be able to come. So you can keep that in mind and invite maybe more than you thought you would be able to, because some people aren't going to be able to make it. So just keep that in mind. Also, then you decide for your invitations if you want to send out paper invitations or you want to send out something like an Evite. Also, you want to have an RSVP on your invitation. So send your invitations out 3 to 4 weeks ahead. Even if it seems like that's a long time, it's really not, because your calendar fills up really fast and you want people to have a good opportunity to make arrangements and be able to come. So with your guests, you want to be able to find out how many are coming. So if you get to your RSVP date and it comes and goes and you haven't heard from like 2/3 of your guests, then what I would do is send them either an email or a text and just say, hey, I want to make sure you got this invitation, and if you did, we just wanted to find out if you're coming or not, because we wanted to get a head count so we make sure we have enough food and drinks. I think it's better to send like an email or a text so the person doesn't feel like it's as confrontational. You're just asking if they're planning to come. And also, sometimes people really don't get the invitation. And I learned this this was 30 years ago, when my maid of honor threw my bridal shower. She sent out the invitations, and there were 2 neighbors that lived on the same street as my mom, across the street in fact, and different houses, and one of them came and one of them didn't, and they'd been neighbors of ours for years. And so I asked the one who came, do you know why she didn't come? Is it she just had something else, or we just didn't hear from her? And she was like, oh my God, Teresa, she didn't get an invitation. She was really hurt. She thought that she wasn't invited. And that killed me. I mean, to this day, I still feel bad about that. And, I told her afterwards, we really sent you an invitation, but I don't know if she believed me or not. I hope so. So Sharon Landfree, if you're watching this, I swear to you, it still bothers me 30 years later, but we really did invite you, and it really killed me that you thought we didn't. So you don't want that to happen. So I would say, give people a text or an email and just find out. That is your guest list. Now we're going to move on to the menu. So you decide whether you are going to make all the food yourself, or if you're going to cater some of the food or all of the food. And if you're making it, are you going to have some of your friends or family help out? So I would say do something that is easier for you. So that means don't try to do it all by yourself. Your guests don't really care what you guys are eating, so I would ask for some help. I usually either have it, it depends on your budget. So if you're budgeted to have at least some of it catered, that might be helpful for you. But if not, then just ask a few close friends or family, can you bring a salad, or can you bring a side dish? People don't mind, and they're happy to help you. And it's a lot to take on, especially if it's a bigger party. And then if you're doing catering, maybe you're just going to do the catering will be just the side dishes and you'll make the main dish, or vice versa. That's okay too. So regardless of who's making the food for your party, you want to have a list that is your menu list. And you're going to list everything that you're going to have, including, maybe little food that you're going to have sitting out when guests get there, whether it's like a bowl of M&Ms or a bowl of mixed nuts or whatever. Put everything on your list so you know exactly what you need to take care of. The third list on our list of 10 lists that you need for your party is your drink list. So the drink list, you have to make some decisions as well. You're going to decide if you're going to have alcohol or not, and if so, do you want it to be beer and wine? Do you want to have a mixed drink? Do you want to have hard alcohol? You definitely want to have sodas and water. Water is actually, especially if it's warmer weather, water is going to go the most, because even if people don't drink the water at first, after they've had some alcohol, they're going to want to drink some water. I'm going to include a free list for you that gives the recommendations for like how many guests and how much you should purchase. Just kind of rough guidelines, but it will help you in deciding what to buy. Also, if you're having a mixed drink, make something that you could just do one mixed drink and put it in like a dispenser, a drink dispenser, or a pitcher, or a punch bowl, something like that. I'll never forget one year when my kids were young. We had a punch bowl that had like a rum punch in it. It was really good. And my 8-year-old son, Matthew, at the time, came up to me and he said, "Mommy, I really like that punch you made." And I was like, "Oh my God." And I looked down and he's got this like little plastic cup, and it's got like half of it is full of the rum punch, and I don't know how much other rum punch was in there. I'm gonna tell myself that he had a drink of it, and then he came and told me right away. So the point of the story is, label your punch or mixed drink that it has alcohol so that people know, because that was horrible. I felt like the worst mom in the entire world. And that's just something you don't want to go through, especially if it's somebody else's kid. That would be even more of a nightmare, I guess. So anyway, you can put your drinks, your sodas and everything in like a big tub with ice. We've used even like a wheelbarrow, cleaned it out and put ice in there, and then put a bunch of waters in there. And that's a really cute idea. So you could put it in basically, any kind of container, just put a bunch of ice. Then you could put whatever your drinks are in there. If you're going to have like hard alcohol, then I would have like a little station for that, and have maybe some mixers to put next to it. So some like tonic water, some sparkling water, some juices, and then by your wine, make sure you have a wine opener. Basically, you don't want to have to be the one who's the bartender at this. So make it easy for your guests to just serve themselves for whatever it is, whether they're just grabbing a can of soda or a bottle of beer or, some of your rum punch or whatever it may be. So just make it easier for them so that you don't have to deal with that the whole time. So your next list on your list is the decorations. So if you are having decorations that you're making or decorations that you're buying at Party City or Target or wherever, put that all on a list, and that way you have an idea what supplies you need to buy. Even if you're just having like flowers that you're getting at the grocery store or whatever, that way you know ahead of time and you can plan for vases. If you watched my video last week, I gave a really cute tutorial on tinted mason jars and how to tint them. You could put flowers in those, you could put little fairy lights in those. That's really cute on your tables, and that would go with pretty much any party, so check that out. I will put a link below to that blog. The next list is the activities list. So this varies. I mean, if you're having a baby shower or you're having somebody's 30th birthday party, obviously your activities are going to be quite different. so I can't really help you on what to put on that list, but make a list so you know what to have on hand. So even if you're having like if you're having a baby shower or bridal shower and you have one of those games where people write down everything that was on a tray, or they unscramble words or whatever, you want to have hard books or something for them to put their paper on and write on. You want to have your pens or pencils available. You want to have all that ready and available. If you're having it outside and you have games outside, then have all that like prepared ahead of time. Another list is the favors list. Okay, so favors isn't something that you're gonna have at every party. If you're having like a shower, bridal shower, or a baby shower, or even like an engagement party, or even other parties, I like doing favors, but you don't have to do them for everything. But if you're having favors, then make a list of everything that you need to make those favors if you're making them, and then talk to maybe a friend or two to help you make them ahead of time, and people like to help with that. If you're buying favors and they need to be personalized, then keep that in mind, because that's something you want to make sure you order like a month ahead at least, so that you have plenty of time to get that. You're not stressing like, oh my god, my order's not coming. The next list is for consumables to have on hand. So what I mean by this is things like your plates and napkins, your flatware. So if you're going to have plastics, forks and knives and spoons, you want to have all that on there. Also, you might not think of things like this, but if you're having 50 people in your house, you're going to run through toilet paper quicker than you would if you just have like a family of 3 in your home. Extra paper towels, maybe some extra Kleenex around your house. Hand sanitizer is always a really good idea nowadays. So those things are things you want to remember to think about. Even if you're having a party like in the summer, another good thing to have is maybe just some bottles of sunscreen, or if it's toward the evening, maybe some bottles of bug spray. So just things to make it easier on your guests. These are kind of the things I'm talking about when I say, adding like going the extra mile for your friends and your family, and that little extra touch that they are like, wow, you've really thought about me. So the next list is the housekeeping list. This is because obviously when you have people coming over your house, you're going to want to have your house really clean. And so I list everything on there too, like, vacuuming, cleaning the bathrooms, mopping, whatever else comes to mind. But as I mentioned in my blog post, there is no shame in throwing everything into a closet or a drawer at the last minute if you need to. I mean, people shouldn't be looking through your closets or your drawers, right? So just, that's okay to put stuff in there. If you're trying to clean up at the last minute, now people who come to my parties are going to be like, what's in her closet? Okay, stuff, okay? Just stuff. Also, if you have kids and you ask them to clean their room repeatedly and it didn't get done, then I would say close their door, and then, just have them put a little sign on their door that says keep out or something, so people don't go in their room. Also, you can stash some of your junk in there too. Another list is the home improvement list, okay? This is a whole reason to have a party, in my opinion. We get stuff done that we've been meaning to do for months and months. If we're having a big party, it's like the stuff that you leave aside, that, it's like, oh, I meant to clean my carpets. That's something we should probably do pretty soon. And then you're having a party and you're like, these carpets are disgusting. I need to clean the carpets. So, perfect timing. So, it could be clean off your porch, which you've been meaning to do, and you've got a bunch of junk kind of stored on there. And also I clean my house way better than I would have if I have a bunch of people coming over. So that's kind of a good thing too. Next thing is something people might not think about, but it's a detailed list of your timeline for foods and your menu. So this is, even if you're having some of your food catered, you want to have this list. And I talk about this more on my blog, and I have a list. I go into more detail about how this works, but basically the gist of it is, if you're planning to eat at like 6 o'clock, you want to work backwards from that time. So if you have steaks that need to go on the grill and they're going to take, I don't know, whatever, 20 minutes or something. So then you want to figure, okay, I want them to go, if we're eating at 6, I want them to go on the grill at like 5:30 so that they'll cook and then they'll have time to rest. So that means we need to heat up the grill at like 5:15. So I would have a list and it would say 5 o'clock, put the rice on. And 5:15, turn on your grill. And 5:30, do the, it's just kind of a timeline so that you remember. So you keep checking your time, whether it's like preheat the oven or make the dressing or toss a salad. All of those things, it's so much easier if you have that stuff written down and you're not thinking like, oh, what did I forget? There's nothing worse there's things worse. Okay. But it feels like at the time, there's nothing worse than if you've made something like a really great fruit salad or something, and then you have your party, and then the next morning, you're in your refrigerator and you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot to put out this really great fruit salad I made. So if you have your list of like, last minute things you need to do, bring out the fruit salad, bring out the butter for your bread or whatever it is, you have that stuff written down. So those things are really good. But like I said, I'm going to have more about this on my blog. So check that out, and I will have a printable list kind of helping you, giving you examples of what to do for your timeline. So like I said, that's just something that's extra helpful, because the goal of your party is to have time to enjoy yourself as well with your friends and family. And if you're in the kitchen the entire time, or you're running around trying to make sure everything is done, you don't get to enjoy it. So make as many things ahead of time as you can. I mean, there's going to be stuff that you're going to have to stick in the oven the last minute, or, saute on the stove at the last minute. But have those things already cut up ahead of time and have everything just kind of ready to go. Because when you have your guests over, it's nice when they're saying like, oh, is there anything I can help you with? And you're saying, nope, everything's pretty much done. It just needs to go in the oven. You have a lot more time. So I hope that this is helpful for you. I hope I've made you a convert on the whole list idea. Honestly, it will make you feel like you've got it down, like you have it organized. Like I said, if you have questions about any of this or you have comments, please list them below. I would love to hear them. Check out my blog, celebrationelevation.com. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I hope that you're getting a lot of good information for having events, celebrations, parties, so that they're easier for you to plan the next time. So thank you again for joining me, and I will see you soon. Thanks again. Have a great week. Bye. Hi, I'm Teresa. This is Celebration Elevation. Welcome back to my channel, and if this is the first time, I'm glad you stopped by. No. Hi, this is Teresa. Said it again. And if this is the first time you've been here, then thanks for trying it out. And thanks for coming to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for trying me out. And if you're back from last week, wow, thanks. Thanks again. No. Well, I mean, if you've ever seen yourself on a video or heard your voice on a video, I mean, not many people like to watch themselves on videos, and I'm one of those people. I'm just sitting out here in my backyard, and I'm with a friend, and I'm just gonna tell that friend what I think about having a big party or gathering, and how what kind of lists I make for that. So that's what we're gonna do. Today, you're my friend, and I'm 43 years old. Okay, so I'm the kind of list person where I make a list. Oh, there's an airplane. Okay, we live right near a little airport, so that's airplane noise. Waiting for the airplane to pass. and I'll go through them and just kind of give you ideas of what they're for, what I'm doing. Okay, cut that out. Ugh, my nose is itching. Okay. So let's say you want, 30 people or 40, let's go with 40. Let's say you want 40 people, you have 40 people to invite. So you're gonna, okay, no. So I'm gonna start first with the guest list. You can invite some of those people that you thought were kind of on the fence, or you had sort of on the line. So you can invite those people, see if they come. No, don't say that. Okay. But it's so hi, I'm Teresa, and this is Celebration. Oh no, my light went out.